welcome to another episode on Conversations of Business of Retail, where we talk to retail leaders and stalwarts of Indian retail industry about succeeding in business overall and succeeding in retail business specifically. So today we have a very senior leader, Mr. Mahesh Anand. Mr. Mahesh has about 30 years of experience in the paint business. And with that kind of experience, you can say that, he's the Bish Pitama of paint business, I guess.
No.
And he's apart from the corporate, he also is executive member of the Indian Green Building Council, and he was bestowed the title of IGBC Fellow. And he's past president of Indian Paint Association and past chairman of Paints and Coating Sector Skill Council. So, which is a very, very responsible position. Without taking much time, we should start. And as this conversation is about success in business and success in so we would like to start with the understanding what success means to Mr. Mahesh personally.
Hello everybody, and thanks Wade for this opportunity. In fact, success means everything for everybody, right? I mean, that's the same for me also. And success makes people to make more success, more in the life, to take challenges and succeed that. And I always remember that one book which I read sometime back, about 10 years back, about how to eat that frog. So it says that if you have challenges, eat the ugliest frog first. That's the toughest challenge to take and then succeed in that. And to me, that's what success I feel it like. Yep.
Yeah. I completely agree, because we are, as humans, like to be in our comfort zone and like to take things easy. So we'll come and do our easiest task, and then we'll figure it. So the most hardest and the most difficult task keeps on going to the below list of our to-do list.
Yeah.
Somewhere I read, Mr. Anand, you mentioned that you believe that immense hard work and sacrifices are required to establish a business, but seeing it surpass your own expectation is highly satisfying. So can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, basically any field you get in, I mean, no matter it is sales or marketing or anything, unless you get down to the grassroots level, understand, it's very difficult to take a decision and move forward in the higher role what we are going to take it. Like when I just have to take the example of paint itself, I still remember that when I was taught how to sell a small 50 ml of paint, and that was the time when, of course, today there is no 50 ml of paint mostly available, because 30 years back 50 ml of paint is sold for the signage. Today you have a flex banner on the signage. That point of time, it was actually the artist will write, he will draw pictures. So selling a 50 ml paint is very difficult, because he'll never change a brand, because it affects his work. So and we used to carry this 50 ml and say, boss, why don't you try this? Why don't you try? He said, no, I will not try. It's a matter of, that point of time it was 6 or 7 rupees, but convincing him was the most difficult task I would feel, rather than going and convincing a big builder who will buy maybe 1,000 liters of paint, right? So, and that has given me the perseverance in life. Of course, even now, I feel that that's been my learning curve. That's the first point. Like, you need to have a perseverance and repeated time of trials, or make people to believe that you are really after him to be as a customer. And perseverance is one thing. Second thing, sacrifices. Maybe if you have to go and meet somebody, you might have to meet a painter at early morning hours, because he goes to work by 8 o'clock, and then he comes back at 8 o'clock in the evening. And if you are meeting him at a workplace, you are one among the stranger who are meeting him. So it's better to meet him at the house, so that you develop a personal relationship. So that's a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your morning sleep. So that's how this industry has been evolved. Even today, it is like that. I tell my people that if you want to meet a painter and communicate something to him, meet him probably at the morning hours, where he gets ready to work. So today we have a sunrise activity, which is called sunrise activity, which we do to the painters. And we go to them, meet them at their house or maybe at a chai shop where he begins his work. And these are some things which has been successful for me. And I teach to my team also to do that. Yep. And
Wonderful.
seeing oneself succeeding is something, yeah, as I said in the initial, the starting of the discussion, success makes you to make more successes. That's like, being on drugs. Once you get into drugs, you want more drugs to keep you alive.
Correct.
So
Correct.
success never stops. Once you succeed, then you again try something else and try to become successful there. I mean, these are some things which has kept my more passionate towards the job what I do. This is, of course, being a sales professional, but the same will apply for anything what you do, whether it is marketing or manufacturing or anything in the corporate world. These are the basic things which I feel should be qualities within a person. Yep.
Wonderful. So success breeds success, which is the universal law, and sacrifices and perseverance. So, when you have to do something, I agree completely with that. So, over these years, the paint industry has really changed. So, before we get on to deep dive into the paint industry and what makes a paint business successful, I mean, you have seen 30 years of business success overall. So, I mean, uh, overall, what it takes to succeed in a business, but thrive a business, survive a business, make it scale. So you over these years, we have seen that how it would have started from small turnovers to bigger turnovers to that your Berger Paint career, and now in Nippon, where you started from 2006, and now you have made it an established brand and a very very leader brand. So, I mean, talk to us about the overall requirement for a business to succeed in the competitive environment.
Yeah, so I started my paint career with Berger Paints. It's almost like 30 years back, and a place called Madurai. I started my sales career. I joined as a frontline salesperson. That is when I said, I was finding it, challenging to sell a 50 ml paint to a normal signboard painter. But it was a long journey with Berger Paints where I learned lot many things in business and in career development. In fact, that is one organization which identified the leadership qualities in me, and they said that you pursue this. And almost after 10 years, I finished my graduation in 88, and I started to study again after 10 years. So
Wow.
how difficult it would be to sit and write the one page or multiple pages of question answers when I was doing my master's in business administration. Why? Because they told me very clearly, like, I mean, you have been a graduate, and you have been in the work experience of 10 plus years, but still you need something to add on to be one among the equals. That was the time in early 90s or late mid 90s that companies have started taking people from the management institutes. So if I have to be one among the equals, I need to have that the qualification, professional qualification. So Berger gave me the scope or the room to get myself uplifted or upgraded to my skills. And then it continued. And when Nippon opportunity came in 2006, I actually didn't want to be in the paint industry at that point of time. After putting in almost like 15 years of experience in the paint company, I wanted to change to another industry. But again, Nippon told me that no, you start a new fresh career in Nippon Paint, and we can give you a lot of career development and growth, and also you can have an international exposure, because that was a time international company getting into Indian market the past 50 years or so. I'm talking about 2006. That's how my Nippon Paint journey started. And when I joined in 2006, I didn't even know, or I have not even seen a can of Nippon Paint, because we didn't have a factory here. We were planning to import from other countries, from China, Nippon. So without even seeing a can of paint, we have been asked to go to the market, identify dealers, appoint dealers. You know, that is how this journey started. Today, of course, I have a larger team. My team is my strength. I have about 2,000 plus team of people working for Nippon Paint, and Today, we see that we have been successful because the every stakeholder involved were really connected with the brand. And when we came in 2006, we found that Nippon had an opportunity to come in and give the international quality standard high tech paints, technologically higher grade of paints like functional paints into the market. That differentiated us. So when a business to succeed, what is more important is you should have something different than what the market is so far offering. So that is what the uniqueness or the USP which we had. We were the first pioneers to bring in a retail concept for paints. Otherwise, paint shops were like very crowded, too many people standing there. The customer will not have a space to sit and all. But Nippon was the first company to bring in a retail store where exclusively retail stores were formed. After that, other companies followed, but that's different story altogether. But Nippon was the first pioneer into it, and we are the pioneers to bring in functionality in paint, which means that until such time paint was considered to be just giving color and protection. Functionality started only after Nippon came in. That's the lineage which we brought into the paint industry in India. So we were the first to bring MediFresh, which is an antibacterial emulsion. When you paint on the wall, the bacteria which are harmful will die because of starvation. And today we have paints which can breathe or which can purify your air. In indoor air quality is air pure as maybe 100% when you paint that the particular brand or the particular product, what we call it as air care VG. So what makes a business successful is how different are you as far as the offering is concerned, as far as the service is concerned, and how closer to your the customer satisfaction is most important. That's what we brought in, and we were, I would say, quite successful. Still a long way to go, but still, we are being successful in the market. Yep.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, differentiation, innovation, differentiation in both offering and your services. You said about I pioneering functionalities. That's what I was missing. And then, of course, customer orientation and customer satisfaction. So I think the retail leaders who are watching, they should see that you should be ahead of the curve. You should keep on innovating. You keep on differentiating. Create value, and then create various functionalities which others don't have. So all these are very, very valuable lessons from this. So, quickly, if I want to touch upon, the Japanese, so it's a Japanese company?
Of course, yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I was talking to the president of Hitachi the other day, and they said that, and they said that they're about 100-year-old in India, I think. So, Nippon got very late into the Indian market. So any thoughts on that? Why did it happen? And are there other Japanese companies intending to come now to India?
No. See, I mean, talking about the lineage, what we bring in is almost 145 years of paint manufacturing.
Yeah, that I understand.
I don't think in the world, no other paint company has the lineage of so many years making paints. And making paint is not a rocket science at all. It's a mixture of couple of ingredients and then make it very homogeneous. But what is important is making the paint the same quality, same grade, day after day, year after year, month after month is what is important. 145 years making paint is like I always tell my team. In South India you call a dish called idli, right? Making an idli is very, very simplest dish. But making that soft and very tasteful is a talent or a skill, which probably women will get only after 30 years of cooking, right? No, I mean, I just tell this an example to make it very simpler to audiences. Paint making is something like making an idli, and newlywed housewife will not get a soft idli at all. She will make it softer only when she becomes 50 years of age. So I just compare with my wife and my mother. My wife still cannot make a soft idli, or the idli what she makes will be every day that'll be different. One day it will be harder, another day it will be softer, another day it will become more liquid. Too many reasons for that. They will have. Similar way, my mother makes a idli which is consistent every day, the same taste, same quality. Paint manufacturing is similar to that. So we are talking about somebody who has been manufacturing paint year after year, the same quality is what Nippon Paint is. So for us to get into a country is not just like just get in and then no, it was not that. Can I give that quality? So when I started in 2000, when we started in 2006, 2 years we had two Japanese who were stationed in my Sriperumbudur plant. They were testing everything, and once they realized that yes, now Nippon Paint India can make paint of the same quality what we make in Japan, then they left, right? And so it took time. It took time for us because India is a very competitive market, and we had paints. All competitors were very fierce when at that point of time, 2006. So we need to find out a right opportunity where we can enter. So that is where we decided, okay, now it's time. Now we get in, so that we not stay as a unique company. We make sure the competitors also will come and join at that space. So when we came in at that, functionality in paints, and we had paints with antibacterial properties, we had paints with fragrance. In another 1 year, everybody came, and that's what we wanted. We don't want to play a single largest or a monopolistic game. We want to be competitive in the market. We want everybody to come and play the game with us, and we're waiting for that opportunity. And
Wonderful.
also one point, that was the time the customers have started. Why don't I try another brand? What is different? All this the globalization started, and India was looked at as a global opportunistic market. Even today, when I talk to most of the investors or people, when they call me for some talk, I tell them that another 15 years, India is, you still have an opportunity in this country to grow at a double digit or a very strong growth is possible in any industry. Take for the example of paint, we get the information that infrastructure in India is yet to happen. It has not even started. Right? In the last the recently concluded budget meeting also, 50-60 airports are coming into India. Just imagine how much will be the construction activity.
No, absolutely. So, sorry, you want to finish?
No, that's what what I'm saying is, like, why did Nippon took so much of time to get into the market? Because we are waiting for that opportunity. Once we decided, yes, this is what we're going to do, then we came in, and we came in with a very long haul. We just wanted India to be our future market, because other economies were getting saturated at that point of time. So India is our future market for Nippon Paint. Yeah.
Absolutely. So in other conversations also, Mr. Mahesh, it has come out very strongly that consistency is one of the keys for business success. So you very aptly put it and described it very, in a nice imaginative way. So consistency is one thing for all the retailers, and you're right. For all the retail leaders who are at the probably cusp of starting their retail businesses, or at a level where they want to scale it now, probably go global. You're right, this is the right time to look at that. So have a 5-year vision, have a 10-year vision of how you're going to grow, because the demand would going to be exploding in India for all kind of products, not only paints but all kind of products.
Right.
So yes, thank you for that insight. And before we talk about your new initiatives beyond paint, quickly in a minute or so, if you can share with us your growth journey in from 2006 to this. What was it the channel partners apart from the product? I agree that you said that the product has to be differentiated, and you are a best of the product in the making it for last 140 years or so. But in terms of your partnerships, your innovations, your creating of stores and all that, so if you can share with our viewers, what was few key things which you did right, which you think helped you succeed in this and growing the market share?
Yeah. So paint traditionally was sold through the dealer route. I mean, we didn't have a middle person like a wholesaler or distributor. Probably now it is slightly changing, but traditionally it has been manufacturer, dealer, and or manufacturer, retailer, and a consumer. That's it. And a consumer means mostly it is a painter who buys the product. So we understood this value chain very clearly. We didn't want to disturb the apple cart. We just went through the same route. We appointed dealers who are having better brand image in the market. You know, Nippon is a new brand, even though 145 years outside India, but India, we are new at that point of time. So we identified dealers who are having a brand value in that particular, town or the city or the place where we are, and then we appointed them, and then we started working with them and their customers. When their customers means mostly it will be like a painter, builder, and end consumer. End consumer coming and buying a paint brand is very less. So we worked on these two stakeholders. Painters, we were always giving them right product, teaching them to use it properly, and giving them a lot of engagement programs. So we were the first to bring in a digitalized mobile technology loyalty program for the painters, and still it is being used by most of the painters. So we ticked all the boxes is what I would like to tell. Right. So when we had a right dealer, we had a set of painters, we had a nice product. We wanted them to try the products, and once they tried, of course, they came as a repeated customers. And we have programs for the teaching the painters and certifying the painters, which is a great thing. Today, if you talk to a painter who has been a painter for 40 years, he doesn't have a certificate. His children had a certificate, which maybe a 10th standard, 12th or degree certificate. We give certificate for a painter as a assistant decorative painter or decorative painter, which is given by the government of India, NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation. And he holds it at very high esteem. Yeah. And we conduct actually like a graduation ceremony. We make them to put that black overcoat and the cap and things like that. And really, and he takes a picture and keeps it in his house. He says, I have a picture of my son, my daughter having this graduation, but now after 40 years, at the age of 50 or 60, I'm having a graduation certificate. So this is what we're doing for the painters, continuing this. We are also bringing in, women painters into this ecosystem. So called a program called Yan Shakti. So I think what we did is like, rather than looking at only pure business, we ticked all the boxes where we worked with the stakeholders, engagement. Architects and interior designers and the specifiers, the engineers are also an important chain in that. So we have programs like Connect program, wherein we work with architects, interior designers. We have a international program called AYDA, Asia's Young Designer Award, which is for the students, architecture students, interior decorator students. And they stand to go for a 2-week free scholarship at Howard University, which no other paint company offers in the world. Only Nippon offers it for the architects. Awesome. Yeah. And so which means that we ticked all the boxes, and then we continue to engage with them on a constant basis. And we have a team which takes care of all these activities on a regular basis. We set challenging targets for them, and now we are getting into another program called the mechanization of painter, which means if I tell a painter, you will look at somebody who is unkept dressing and things like that, having a brush and roller. Henceforth, it should not be like that. The painter should be a professional. He will not carry a brush or roller. He will come and do it on a mechanized format. Spray machines, sanding machines, putty mixtures, everything is tools which uses it. And that's the vision we have set for ourselves in the coming years. So
wonderful. So what was coming to my mind was, for any kind of retail for that matter, this deep engagement with the stakeholders, who carry your brand forward, and making them feel proud about the brand and the engagement, and all those kind of inspirations and motivations are required to make so it's not only about your product and taking it to the market. It's about engaging with every stakeholder, and having deep engagements and emotional connect with them. So thank you so much for this. Now tell me something about Beyond Paint quickly, and after that I bring in Amisha to ask a few questions about that.
Okay, so Beyond Paints is something which we have been talking. I mean, in the sense like I would like to go back about 3-4 years back, and then our management thought of looking at how do I engage with the consumer right from the construction of a building. Today I have a paint which comes on the final stages. Now there are a lot of things which happens before painting, right? You construct, you have the brick mortar, and then you have a plastering, then you have a putty, then you have a primer, then your top coat. So paint, we were in only in the putty and primer and top coat. So what happens behind that is something which we thought that we should get in. So when we decided that, then a lot of things came in. Like, it is not only that, there are some sealants which come in. Like when you in the construction, you find a lot of gaps. There you need a sealant which can cover the gaps. And then what about the flooring? Why are you leaving the flooring? Then can we get into the flooring space? Can we have some designer flooring? All these things, industrial flooring, commercial flooring, and things like that. So beyond paints and construction chemicals as such, which means that when you are constructing a building, there are a lot of challenges you face, from the cement what you use, and the sand what you use, and the steel what you use. I mean, you need something to protect that for lifelong. I mean, when you build a building, it's going to be lifelong. So construction chemicals are very, very integral part of it. So all these things we said, let us get into it. But again, here, the knowledge or the wisdom of Nippon Paint is, we didn't just get in. We probably acquired a lot of companies across the globe, took the knowledge, and then entered into every country. So like that, India, Nippon is now getting into the beyond paints category. And soon you will know about what we are getting in, where we are getting in, what all the products we are bringing in. Again, technology wise, what we are bringing in, everything will be shortly announced. Yeah.
Wonderful. So here I like to get in Amisha, my editor for BW Retail World. And Amisha, would you like to ask your questions, please?
Yes, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. So before wasting any time, I would just like to ask you about the Beyond Paint strategies, basically. So can you tell me the marketing strategy you have?
Yeah. So today, the awareness amongst the consumers for the Beyond Paints is as low as maybe 2 kgs or 2 liters per person. And if you take paints, it is about 4 kgs. That itself, we feel it is low. When you talk about matured markets, the per capita consumption of paint is almost at 8 or 9 kgs. So we are halfway through in paints. When it comes to construction chemicals, we are even lower than that.
Yes.
So our objective is to get into, because our strength is the downstream. We have dealers into tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 towns. So take the awareness to that level, and then any house, I mean, whether you build it in Chennai or whether you build it in the tier 4 towns, it's going to be a lifetime investment. So I would like to take the information about construction chemicals to those towns, and then make them the dream house be stronger for generations. That's the objective. And we want to give them the best of products, what Nippon has in other outside India, bring it to them in the Indian context. I don't want to bring the product, even in paints also. We didn't bring straight away products from China, because the climatic conditions are different and things are different. So Indian climate is different. So we want to bring it to the Indian customers for the Indian market, and which will suit to the Indian market. Yeah, that's our strategy overall.
Okay.
Yep.
So as you said that making a house is very much every Indian's dream. Not even just Indian, all over person's dream. Build a dream house, and it's good to know that you are working towards that. So as you said that you are entering in the Beyond Paint industry, so can you tell me the estimate growth of the paint, Beyond Paint industry, basically?
Beyond Paint industry has been, in the last, I would say about 5-6 years, we've been going at about 15% CAGR, and we expect this to grow even better than this, because, as I said, awareness itself is low, and every company, not only Nippon Paint, every company is getting into that. Every paint company, there are construction chemical companies itself, like Fosroc, Sika, and all is there. Now, more people come, more players come in, they will take the information, they will take the knowledge to down the team. So we expect a very healthy growth, much higher than 15% in the years to come. So average, you can take it at 15% KGR. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, can you tell me? See, we are talking about paint industry as well. So, I want to know about the paint industry too. So, can you tell me you have new technologies, because we can see the technologies are being used in almost every sector, right? Because India is being tech centric country now. So, can you tell me your new technology regarding the paints and the beyond paint industry?
I'll tell you a couple of things which will be interesting for our customers. In paint, we have a product which was launched, high-tech product, wherein today, after this pandemic, people are more looking at working indoors, right? When you work in indoors, normally the indoor air quality is poorer than the outdoor air quality, right? So we have a paint which will purify your air, right? Keeps on purifying your air,
No.
and the walls which you painted is also virus free. It is very safe. So health and hygiene is something which we bring in a single product which can be applied, and we have a couple of variants in that. We have a sheen version, we have a matte version. That product is a very technologically superior product. Nobody in the Indian market has this product. And also for exterior, we have another product called Weatherbond Pro, which is basically a 15-year color protection, dirt protection, and weather protection product. So definitely not, I don't want my customer not to paint 15 years, because then my the basic business. But what we are offering to them is something. You buy a mobile phone, you don't want to keep it for the entire generation, right? You will like to change it immediately, right? Even if you buy the best of the phones, you will like to change it after 2 years.
Exactly.
The same concept it is like. I give a product which is worth for 15 years, but it is up to them to change the color after 5 years. That's what. So these are the two products which we have launched just last year, and we are doing very well in that products and paints. And beyond paints, something which is too early for me to talk because it has still not been revealed, but I can tell you there are some interesting products which can be applied while raining. While raining you can apply, and then you can see, oh my god, this is the leakage has stopped.
Wow. No, it
That
sounds
is
very
innovation we are
exciting.
bringing.
As you said, people get
Yeah.
bored with existing paints and stuff. Even I'm
Yeah.
thinking of changing my phone.
Was nice, and I think we will look forward and we'll track you down. So whatever
Sure,
you are
sure.
doing, we'll chase you like a missile.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. Now coming back, we are running out of time. So just looking at the you know uh, your role at the Green Council. So
Yep.
I mean, it is apt to ask you this question because after the pandemic, especially, there are a lot of talks about the corporate responsibility towards the planet and
Yes,
sustainability.
yes.
There are a lot of
Yep.
things happening in those. So quickly, we want to know about your vision, future vision for corporate governance and on sustainability. How you want to take the organization forward, and then any retail leader for that matter, for next 10-20 years, how should they look at the growth of their company in keeping in these two things in mind.
Yeah, first thing, let me answer the second question, because any retailer, anybody who's selling any product, I think future goes to be on the couple of things, which is the sustainable development goals. You need to link it to that, and also the ESG, environment, social, and governance, right? And your product should fit into this two, brackets or two qualifying criteria. Future generation is going to watch that. Today, I mean, we have come to a stage where if I buy some a product, I just see how many calories it brings in, how many fat content, how many this thing. Similar way, there are going to be norms which is going to get like, if you buy that product, what is the carbon footprint it has come through? And if you have a same product at a differentiated price, people are going to buy a product which is having lesser contributed to the carbon footprint. That's going to be the future. So anything you bring in, try to bring in the products within these two parameters, as sustainable goals and ESG parameters. With respect to Nippon Paint, when we started, that's why I said, we were finding the right time to get in. That was the time India was getting into this, the wave of green India or green building, green revolution. So we became a founding member of Indian Green Building Council, and we have been actively participating in all their initiatives. We were the first company to get our entire manufacturing process green. right? And we are today gold standard in manufacturing process. If you come into my factory, you will not smell paint. That's the amount of the efforts we have taken. We don't use any heavy metals. We always use renewable energy. It is zero discharge, and we have a lot of energy saving measures to improve all my production process. Not only that, the products which come out of that is also green. So the Green Co certified plant which makes green products, green paints, or Green Pro certified paints. So that is what we have been doing so far. Going forward, probably we will look at how do I reduce my carbon footprint further? How do I use recyclable plastic? And these are the norms which are going to be adopted within Nippon Paint. And we have every month I have a sustainable report submitted to me from the manufacturing unit, like how much is the consumption of water, how much is my greenhouse gas emission norms being compared to last month, and then what is the energy saving, what is the waste I generate, and it has to be always on the lower side. So that has been monitored on a regular monthly basis. And going forward, I think these are the things which we will be contributing to the planet. So I mean, we have taken a lot of measures into that, and even to my other ecosystem, like we have been educating our vendors, suppliers to be compliant on that. So not only we stay within our premises, we go outside the premises and make them to be compliant. And one more thing which slightly difficult challenge, like at the workplace, like I manufacture paint, I sell it to the customer, so I can be compliant till it goes to a painter. But after that, how the painter uses the product, that is again something which is a challenging task. How do I educate him not to make it as a landfill? That's something which we are still working on. Definitely, we'll find out a way to get there and tell them that anything you buy in Nippon Paint, you are committed to the planet, is what my customer should feel like that.
Wonderful.
That's the vision I have.
Wonderful. So till the time that awareness is there, that you are not only responsible, others are also responsible, and you can do something about that also, I think is a very good thought. So with this, we come to this end of this edition of the Conversations on Business of Retail. It was a really, really insightful conversation where certain nuggets of wisdom has come out for all the retail industries, leaders who are watching, and retail stakeholders who are looking at growing themselves in the industry. Thank you, Mr. Anand. It was a wonderful it was really a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for the business.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ved and Mr. Mahesh. Thank you so much for being present today. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's meet sometime later also. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of interactions with you because of your new ventures and where you are going, and we'll love to catch up again.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.